tour of the most expensive mansion in the world. I must acknowledge that only a select few things offer an unparalleled blend of elegance and majesty that is found in the courts of pure majesty, magnificence, and perfection. This one remains strong and tall over the years, having hosted some of the finest diamonds and world-changing monarchs. Let me take you on a luxurious tour of the $5 billion Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace has been a part of royal history since the 5th year of the 18th century. King James I was Buckingham Palace's first owner, or at least when it didn't have that name and hadn't undergone modifications to become what it is now. The building was eventually purchased by the Duke of Buckingham, who later sold it to George III sometimes in or about 1762. George purchased the building so that his beloved Queen Charlotte might live there with her family, so they would have time apart from the judicial hearings at St. James's Palace. A few years later, the reigning queen, Queen Victoria, vehemently criticized the palace for being too tiny to accommodate the royal family and host visitors. Thanks to Queen Tori, who oversaw the constructions of the iconic balcony during the Queen's massive renovation, balcony visits by the royals have become customary. Imagine standing on a raised platform while waving to the crowd during a ceremonial event. Majestic. Fast forward to King Charles III's reign, and the palace has more opulent and luxurious appearance. It often receives billions of dollars or thousands of dollars in flood damage, and it is very profitable as a tourist destination. Now let's take a closer look at some of the amazing structures and components of this majestic palace known as Buckingham Palace. The front of the palace, which has a floor area of nearly 830,000 square feet, is where most people congregate. These people are mostly locals and visitors who want to get a sense of the locality. One of the largest floor bays is owned by the palace. The beautiful Queen Victoria Memorial can also be found at the gate. If you have never seen this memorial, you are losing out on one of the most breathtaking sights you'll ever see. The 25-meter-tall statue of Queen Victoria, which is made of pentalic marble and weighs 2,300 tons and is one of the most expensive marbles on the market, is the first feature of this memorial that screams luxury. Other statues that complement it and stand in for constancy, generosity, courage, motherhood, and truth also make up the monument. It was created by Sir Thomas Brock. As you continue your tour of the memorial, you will come to the Dominion Gates, also known as Australia, Canada, South and West Africa Gates. If you think this spectacular entry has everything you could ever want, wait till you visit the Memorial Gardens. Around the memorial's semicircular layout are beautifully built flower beds. Who said life wasn't a bed of roses, or should I say a bed of exotic flowers? These beds require up to 22,500 plants in the summer and up to 50,000 in the winter. Not to mention, kudos to Sir Aston Webb for creating this magnificent edifice for the people. One peculiarity of the rich is that they are reputed to not only buy the best quality clothes, homes, automobiles, and even the palace interiors. The interior of the palace is so expansive and magnificent that it is impossible not to comprehend why the British monarchy is one of the most powerful in the world. And believe me, it's not just about the decor. There are 775 rooms in Buckingham Palace, which are divided into 188 staff bedrooms, 92 offices, 52 master bedrooms, 19 staterooms, and 78 bathrooms. Did you also consider whether or not each restroom is occupied? After all, this is the palace, nothing is as it should be. Once this work of art's majestic door has been unlocked, your tour guide's face beams a greeting at you as you ascend the stylish Buckingham Palace staircase. The large, red-carpeted staircase is one of the most obvious interior features. A sight to behold is this antique modern staircase with gilded bronze balusters. Samuel Parker crafted this masterpiece, which cost $4,700 and was delivered between 1828 and 1829. A golden white ski, a gift from King Edward VII, adorns the area above the stairs. The dome directly above lets in natural light, creating the radiant lock zone. 40 glass panes makes up the domes, and angelic shapes have been sculptured into each one. Talk about heaven on earth! What other exciting inclusions can be seen around the stairs? Of course, the portraits. Family photographs hanging on the walls by the excellent Queen Victoria give the palace a sense of home and ancestry. Before you meet the Queen, you must first meet her ancestors, including George III, Queen Charlotte, and Duke and Duchess of Kent. her favorite Uncle William IV and his wife Queen Adelaide. The staircase is just one of the lavish interiors of the palace's attractions. I'm sure by this time, many of you thought it couldn't possibly get any more luxurious than this. Wait until you see the throne chamber though. The king and other members of the royal family gather here for meetings and special events. In the entire palace, there is hardly a place that exudes as much sheer elegance, significance, and fine taste. This room has been the setting for large balls, coronations, success celebrations, and even intimate gatherings for the royals and their loved ones over the past 200 years. The throne room. The throne room is more than just a piece of art because of the dramatic design of the canopy and arch that covered the two thrones, also known as the chairs of estate. Well, it was designed by John Nash, a well-known architect who was equally adept at building theater sets. The two estate chairs that are placed side by side serve as the room's focal point. During the 1953 coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, these chairs were used. The Queen used this particular chair with the EIIR embroidery until the end of her coronation ceremony. The three Haradi brothers bronze statues representing the three brothers receiving swords from a man can be seen around the clock at the mantelpiece in the throne room, which also features a big mirror and a French clock from the 18th century. After viewing this movie, my dear friend, you won't need anybody to remind you why visiting the throne room is necessary for your visit to Buckingham Palace to be considered complete. This room is nothing short of excellence, from the glass doors to the plaster frost that runs around the ceiling, with engraved figures narrating a battle story, to the wonderful windows and angelic statues. Now let's go to the white drawing room. Unlike a typical drawing room, this one is unique. I can guarantee that this room's golden white splendor leaves guests speechless and craving more. The drawing room is beautiful to look at, especially if you have an art appreciation. Some of the immersive relics in this stunning stateroom will leave you speechless. Let's use a grand piano as an illustration. Due to their love of music, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert had pianos built in the private apartments of every home they own. Queen Victoria still had Earhart and artists like vocalists decorate the piano, even though it was originally intended as a showcase for the palace staterooms. You may also be interested in this wonderful lampstand called Torchiere. The details of this stand are remarkable, with a crane supporting the tray on top, the gold decorations, and the electric candles just gorgeous. You can find them in various locations throughout the palace, as they are typically used to support exotic candelabras. One other thing we find in this room that deserves to be mentioned is a picture of Buckingham Palace. Many people don't get to view the portrait of the stunning Queen Alexandra above the fireplace, but you can find it there. This wonderful painting of Queen Alexandra matches the white background of the wall, giving it a divine appearance with a candelabra above it. The furniture in this area, including the sofas, fireplaces, glass door, and everything else, scream luxury. The British monarchy is known for having a strong art culture, much like practically all other monarchies around the world. And it includes artwork from all across the world, including pieces from Africa, Rome, and many other places. The Queen's Gallery is home to some of the world's greatest works of art created by some of the greatest artists, including Leonardo da Vinci. A few times a year, the gallery, which was built on top of the previous chapel's bombed-out ruins, features a change-up of pieces from the royal collection. This implies that they periodically bring fresh groups of artifacts from the collections through the Queen's Gallery. All artworks purchased by the monarchy or by specific royal family members are housed in the royal collection. Here you can find priceless items including paintings, furniture, documents, and much more. The Buckingham Palace Gallery typically exhibits 450 works of art from the royal collection. That's a lot of art right there. The gallery occasionally hosts annual events where these pieces of art are displayed for viewers. The artwork in this place is breathtaking and lovely. This massive exhibition of many works by various artists from various eras can be overwhelming. Let me end this by taking you to one of the palace's most important areas, the Belgian suite. The most important visitors to the crown are the only ones allowed in the Belgian suite at Buckingham Palace. Yes, and I'm not even joking. Usually the king will entertain high-status guests in the pricey Belgian suite when they are invited to the palace or pay a visit. With amenities only for kings and queens, the Belgian suite is a fascinating location within the palace. On the ground level of the garden wing, to the north, you'll find a large suite of rooms. Famous visitors who have stayed at the Belgian suite include Barack Obama and Angelina Jolie. New visitors are brought to the suite on a carriage. The inside is tastefully decorated with the finest materials, and no one enters without leaving something behind. No matter where in the world they may be from, the royal family must sometimes host notable and highly esteemed people, as demonstrated by His Majesty King Charles III's impeccable greeting, in addition to his attractiveness and elegance. Without a doubt, you enjoyed the tour as much as I did. Please enjoy this video and subscribe to the channel. For now, goodbye.